Hello, this is Jamie from Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very easy bag, I guess, or a tote. You can use these for market bags or beach bags or just everyday even project bags with your yarn and supplies. Kind of anything, I guess. You know, carry your books in it. They work up really quickly. They're very easy. And like this one, I used acrylic for all of these, but this one actually kind of feels like cotton. I used this mandala ombre for this pink bag as well, and it's really soft, but it feels more like cotton than acrylic. And the other two bags that I have, I used acrylic yarn, and they're nice and sturdy. This one I just used, I think it was the Value yarn from Joanne. And this one is also mandala, but it's the tweed stripes. So you will need about 320 yards of yarn. So you can use cotton, acrylic, or a blend yarn, whatever you'd like. And we're going to use size 4 yarn. So for this one today, I'm going to use this mandala ombre. It has 344 yards, so it's plenty to make the bag, and it's a size 4. And we will be using a 6.5mm hook. I don't know if that's showing up. And if you don't have a 6.5mm, you can use a 6 or a 7. It will just make the bag a little bit smaller or a little bit larger, but that's totally fine. And then you will need some scissors and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. So let's get started. I have to make this announcement every video because somebody always comments about it, but I have really bad allergies. I'm sorry, I sound like I have a cold, and it's just the way it is for right now, so I can't really help it, but I apologize if it's annoying or frustrating to you. It's frustrating to me too, but it is what it is. So, all right, let me get my yarn started here. All right, we are going to start with a magic circle. If you're unfamiliar with a magic circle, I'll show you how to do it quickly here, but I also do have video for it if you need a little bit more help, and I will link that in the description box below. But this is how I do mine. You just put your hand out with your palm facing up, wrap the yarn around 3 fingers, and make a cross or like an X in the back. And then you're going to take your hook and go underneath this one here and over the top of that and pull up. And that's your magic circle. And then we're going to chain here. So if you want to, you can either pull this off your hand now, or you can chain here. Just go under this one and do your chain, and that will lock it into place. People do all different kinds of magic circles. I used to hate it because I could not figure it out. But once I did it like this, it was just so easy. I love it, and I use it all the time. So there's our magic circle, and then we're going to chain one more because we need a chain of 2 to start. Now for this bottom portion, we're starting from the bottom of the bag. And for the bottom portion, you are not going to count this chain 2 as a stitch. So we are going to do 12 double crochet inside the circle. And this chain 2 does not count, so you actually have to do 12 double crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3. Just keep going and doing all 12 of yours. Whoops, all 12, and I'll see you right back. I'm finished with my 12, so I'm going to pull this piece here to close up my circle. Make it nice and tight, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet, not the chain 2, but the top of the first double crochet. If you have to count your stitches around to make sure you're going into the 12th one or the first one, go ahead and do that. And here's the bottom of our bag. So from here we're going to chain up 2. Again, that does not count as a stitch. So we're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch around. So we have to go into that one that we just chained, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in that stitch right there. We're just doing increases all the way around. So I did 2 in that first one, and then we're going to do 2 in the next one. and 2 in the one after that, and just keep going around until you have 2 in every stitch. So your count should be 24 at the end of this round. And I will do mine off camera and see you back in a few. I finished up my 24th stitch, and if this feels like it's going too fast for you, just pause the video and you can follow along at your own pace, or also watch I'll put the stitch counts and everything like that up in Word, like text up there on the top, so that it's a little bit easier. So from here, we're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet again. And we should have 24 stitches around. And if you need to pull this tight, you could do that throughout. Mine's pretty tight there, but I know sometimes it opens up as we're working. Okay, for round 3, we're going to chain 2. And we're going to do a double crochet in that same chain right there, same stitch that our chain 2 is in. We're going to do 1 double crochet, and then we are going to increase in the next one. So 2 double crochet in the next, and that will be our pattern all the way around. The next stitch we're going to do 1 double crochet, and the next stitch we'll do 2 double crochets. So just repeat that same pattern all the way around. A single double crochet, and then an increase where we do 2 in 1. And at the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches. So I'll see you when you're done with those. I'm at the end of round 3 here, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet that we did. And you should have 36 stitches. So moving on to round 4, we're going to chain up 2, and we're going to place 1 stitch in the first, or 1 double crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to increase and do 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And that will be our pattern for round 4. So we're going to do 1, and then 1 in the next, and then 2 in the next. One, and then increase. So keep doing that pattern all the way around, and you will have 48 stitches when you get to the end of this round, which is round 4. At the end of round 4 here, I just want to let you know you should end with an increase on all of these. There should be plenty of stitches to go around for you to end with an increase. So we are going to close up this round with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet and chain up 2. So this is what our bag should be looking like so far. 48 stitches around, and we are moving on to round 5. So for round 5, we will do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the second stitch, 1 double crochet in the third stitch, and then an increase in the fourth stitch. So 2 double crochets in that fourth stitch. And again, that will be your pattern for round 5. We do 1, 1, 1, and then increase. And at the end of this round, you will have 60 stitches in total. So I also wanted to say, if you like following written patterns, I do have this pattern written. It's in my Etsy and Ravelry shops. So I will post those links in the description box below too, if you'd rather have that than the video, or while you're watching the video as well. Okay, so I will see you back after round 5. At the end of round 5 here, you're going to end with your decrease, 2 stitches in the last, or 2 double crochets in the last stitch, and slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet that we made, and you should chain 2. and you should have 60 stitches. So the bottom of our bag is working up nicely. We're going to move on to round 6, which is second to last round of the bag. Okay, so for this round, we are going to do a double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, 1 double crochet in the next, 1 double crochet in the next. So the first 4 stitches are just 1 double crochet in each, and then we're going to increase in the 5th stitch. Do 2 double crochets in that 5th stitch, and that is your pattern all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then increase. And at the end of this round, you should have 72 stitches, and this is round 6. So I will see you after round 6. Here at the end of round 6, we will slip stitch to the top of the first, and you should have 72 stitches at the end of round 6. So we have one more round for the base of the bag. This is round 7. Let's chain up 2, and then we are going to kind of do the same pattern we've been doing, just adding 1 more. So for the first 5 stitches, you're just going to place 1 double crochet in each. 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to do an increase in the 6th stitch. There, increase. Okay, so 5 with just 1 double crochet in each of those. 3, 4, 5, and then an increase where we do 2 and 1. So follow that all the way around, and at the end of this you will end with a decrease, and you should have 84 stitches at the end of round 7, and then we will move on to the body of the bag. I've just finished round 7, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet that we made, and this is the base of our bag. So from here, we're going to start moving up on the bag. Also, I don't know if you want the measurement, but mine measures about 8 inches across. So it's no big deal if yours is smaller or larger, but just in case you wanted to know. All right, so from here, we are going to just basically do, it's like a chevron, ripple, wave stitch. If you've done anything like that, that's what we're going to do for the rest of the bag. So the next 13 rows are going to be the same exact thing all the way up. So rows 8 through 20, we will be doing a repeat of the next row I'm going to show you. And it's just a regular, ripple stitch, chevron, wave stitch, where we go down and up. And it's very easy. It's all double crochets or some form of double crochet, either decreasing or increasing. It's just the stitch count that, you have to get used to in the beginning, but then it just becomes second nature. You don't even have to pay attention, really. So I just wanted to show you here, like we're going to start, well, I guess I'll just show you on here. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to chain up 3. Now this is going to count as our first double crochet. So from here on out, for the bag, not the handles, but for the body of the bag, the chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So that's our first one, and now we need to put 2 more in that same stitch. So we are going to do 2 more in the same stitch, and I'll probably do this whole round with you just to get you used to it, especially if you've never done chevron or ripple before, and then you can just repeat it for the rest of the rows. All right, from here, we are going to do a double crochet in the next 3 stitches, just 1 double crochet in each. So 1, 2, and 3. And now this is the top of the chevron, so we're moving down, and we are going to do the next 3 stitches, we're going to decrease them, but we're going to do 3 double crochets together. So we just go ahead and yarn over and go into the first stitch like we're doing a regular double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, pull through the first 2, but instead of pulling through the second 2, we're going to yarn over and go into the next stitch. Okay, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and you should have 4 loops on your hook. So we're going to yarn over and pull through just the first 2 loops so that you have 3 loops left on your hook. And now we're going to yarn over and go into that third stitch because we're doing 3 together. Excuse me. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops. You'll have 4 loops left, and then yarn over and pull through all 4. And if you've never done 3 together, it could kind of seem like, oh my God, how am I going to get this through all of these? But just do it a little bit loosely, and I promise it gets really easy quickly. All right, so now we've done 3 together, and then what we do on the way down, we have to do on the way up. So we have to do 1 more of those. So the next 3 stitches, we're going to decrease again, or put 3 together. So yarn over and go into the first stitch like you're doing a regular double crochet. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you have 2 loops on your hook. Then we're going to go into the next stitch. So yarn over and go into the next stitch. Yarn over and pull up your loop. 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. And you have 3 loops on your hook. Now we're going to go into the third stitch. Yarn over and go into the third. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. You have 4 loops left. Yarn over and pull through all 4. So that is a double crochet 3 together. So we did that twice. This is going to be the valley of our chevron. So this is, you can't really tell yet, but this is going to be the peak up here. And then we go down to the valley, and then we're going to go back up. So on our way back, and if this seems like too much, just rewind and watch again. I promise it gets really easy, and we'll do it all the way around here. All right, so for the next, we're going to do 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches, or 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, just like we did on the way down. So we are going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet in the stitch after that, and then a double crochet in the stitch after that. So now we're moving back up. So because we put 3 together, we have to make up for those stitches. So now in the next stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, all in the same one. And what we do up, we have to do down. So we're going to repeat that. In the next stitch, you're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, and 3. So now this is our next peak. So you can kind of see we started with the peak here, we went down, and as the bag gets bigger, this will be more easy to see. All right, so now we're moving back down, so we do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Just 1 in each, 1 in the next, and 1 in the third. And now we're going to the bottom again, so we have to put 3 together. So yarn over and go into the first one, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go into the next stitch, pull up your loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and go into the third stitch, pull up your loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, 4 loops left, yarn over and pull through all 4. And then we have to do that again. So the next 3 we're going to put together again, yarn over and go in, pull through 2, yarn over and go into the second stitch, pull through 2, yarn over and go through the third stitch, pull through 2, pull through all 4. Okay, so that's the bottom. Now we're going back up, so we do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we're at the top, so we do 3 double crochet in this next stitch, 3 all in one stitch, 2, 3, and we have to repeat that. Excuse me. So the next stitch we're going to do the same thing, 3 double crochet in the same stitch, 2 and 3. And this is our pattern all the way around. So I'll keep doing some more with you so we get used to it. So now we have to do 3. The next 3 stitches are going to be 1 double crochet each, because we're moving back down. 1, 1, and 1 in those 3 stitches. And now we're going to decrease again. So we're going to put these 3 together, pull through 2, go into the second stitch, pull through 2, go into the third stitch, pull through 2, pull through all 4. Yarn over, pull through 2, go into the second stitch, pull through 2, go into the third stitch, pull through 2, and then pull through all 4. Now we're moving back up, so we do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. It's 1, 2, 3. And at the top, we do 3 double crochet in the next stitch. 3, or 1, 2, 3, and then we have to repeat that. So we do the same thing in the next stitch, 3 double crochets in this next stitch, 2, 3. And you'll start to see it's getting wavy. Your bag is getting wavy. That's good. It will actually end up being like this, but okay. So you can see it starting to take shape. Now we just did the peak, so we have to come back down. So the next 3 stitches each get 1 double crochet. And then we're going to put the next 3 stitches together. So pull through 2, pull through 2, oops, and pull through 2, pull through all 4. And then we have to do that again. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through all 4. Now the next 3 stitches get 1 double crochet each. Moving back up. And then at the top, we do 3 in 1, 3 double crochets in that 1 stitch. And then moving to the next one, we do 3 double crochets in that stitch. And we keep going from there. So if you want to go ahead and do the rest by yourself, and you will have 1 stitch left over. So at the end, just wait and don't do anything with that last stitch. I'll explain that when we get there. So go ahead and finish up. This is round 8, and I will meet you back after round 8. All right, I'm at the end of round 8, and I have 1 stitch left. If you have 84 stitches, which you should have in each round, you know, starting from round 7 on, then you should always end up with the right count. If you don't have the right count, it's because you skipped something along the way. Sometimes you have to go back and make sure, like, okay, did I do the 3 individual ones? Did I put 3 in this one? Did I put 3 in that one? Because sometimes I'll be doing it and I notice it looks a little off, or I get to the end and I don't have a stitch left, or I have 2 stitches left, and then I have to go back and see where I messed up. You know, when you're first starting out, you may have to do that, and even if you're advanced and you've been doing it for a while, it's like it becomes second nature, and you just kind of lose track as you go, but it's no big deal. Just pull out to the part that you messed up and then just go from there. So you have one stitch left, and if you remember in the very beginning, I said that that chain 3 counted as our first double crochet, and then we did 2 more in there, and then we started going down from there. So we need to do another peak here. So our last stitch, we do 3 double crochet in the same stitch, so that matches up and gives us 2 peaks at the top. And then we're going to slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. So make sure that you do that and not into the 2 double crochets that are in the same stitch. You have to make sure you go into the top of the chain 3 to slip stitch, because that counts as a stitch. All right, so that is round 8. And now we are going to repeat this for rounds 9 through 13. It's the exact same pattern, but I'm going to show you just a little bit here in the beginning, and then I'll let you do the rest of that by yourself. And I will put the text up on top here so that you can make sure you know what you're doing. So we are going to chain 3, and we're going to start with our peak again. So you have to do 2 more double crochets into that same space where your chain 3 is, not this first stitch. Like, it's kind of hard to see when you're first starting out. This is our first stitch after the chain 3, but we don't want to go in there. You have to go in here where the chain 3 is first, and then we will start our single stitches in this one. Okay, so hopefully that's easy enough to see. So this is our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more in there to do our first peak, so that we have 3. And now if you remember, we start moving down, so we do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So make sure that you're grabbing that first stitch there. I mean, it looks a little bit different. It doesn't look like a full stitch because it's kind of pulling, but make sure you go into that one first. And then 1 double crochet in the next, and 1 in the next after that. And then the next 3 we decrease. So we pull through 2, go into the next stitch, pull through 2, go into the next stitch. And I want to show you here too. Well, here, let's just do it, and then I'll show you the next one. So there's our first decrease, and then we do our second set of decreases. All right, and then we do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3. I'm just going to do a little bit here with you because I want to show you on the next decrease something about how it lines up. All right, and then we do the peak, so 3 double crochets in this one stitch. 2, 3. Gosh, this yarn is so pretty. And then our second peak, so we do 3 double crochet in the next stitch. 3. And then we're going to move our way down, so 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 2 and 3. And now what I wanted to show you for this is a good way to know that you're on the right track when you're just, if you're watching TV and doing this, or not really paying much attention, or you're just off a little bit, or you feel like you're off. This is a good way to know. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on 1 second. All right, I just wanted to make sure my counts weren't off. All right, when you get to the decrease, your third, like here's the first, here's the second, here's the third. Your third one that you go into is going to be looser. The third and the fourth stitches are looser because that's where you did your decrease from the last round. So it's kind of a little bit hard to tell just looking at it, but once you start doing it, you'll see, and then they should be lining up. Like, let me show you on this bag. It lines up by showing you, you can kind of see like, see how it's there. It looks like there are stripes. Those are like those thicker hole or bigger holes from where we put 3 together. See how it's on the down part, and it like looks like a stripe up. So you want to make sure that you are getting those lined up each time, and you don't have to look at it and make sure it's lined up, but it's just an easy way to know that you're on the right track, you're doing the right stitch counts, is that when you do your decrease, the third one that you go into is going to be looser. It's going to be this bigger one. And then when you start the second part of the decrease, the first stitch is going to be looser. So if you're going in and say, you know, say this is your third stitch on the decrease, you're going to be like, that doesn't look right. No, because you need to go into this. So let's just do it and I'll show you. And hopefully you can tell in your bag as well. So we're going to start putting 3 together for the decrease. So we pull through 2, we go into the second stitch, pull through 2. Now we're going into our third stitch. Look at how much bigger that one is. And that's the way you know that you're on the right path. Like the third one that you go into should be larger. And you can tell more here. And so you pull through all 3 or all 4, and then you're going to start the second one, and you can see the third one you went into is bigger, and this first one that you're starting. Sorry if this is just, I'm talking way too much, but this really helped me when I first started out to know that I was going to do the right stitches. And then you do your second one here and your third one from there. All right, and then that will start making the stripe up because those holes are a little bit bigger. All right, so from there, the next 3 stitches each get one, whoops. The next 3 stitches each get 1 double crochet. I will just do this up until we get to the next decrease, just so you can see, and then I'll let you be. All right, and then the next one gets 3 in 1, because that's the peak. 2, 3, and then the next one gets 3 in 1. 1, 2, 3, and then the next 3 each get 1 double crochet. 3, and then we're going to decrease again. So you start doing your decreases, you go into the first one, pull through 2, second one, pull through 2, and now here's my bigger one. So I know I'm on the right track, I'm in the right stitch count. There's my third, pull through 2, pull through all of them. And then here's the bigger one again, starting the second decrease. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through all. All right, so just go ahead and keep doing this. I will probably come back when I have several rounds done just to show you how it's shaping up. And when you get to the end, remember that last stitch, you're going to do 3 in 1 when you get around to the last stitch. Here you're going to do 3 in 1 to finish our peak, because we only did 1 peak starting out so far. So do 3 in 1 and then slip stitch into the top of that third chain. Okay, and I will see you back after a little while. Real quick, I also wanted to mention, you can do as many rounds of this as you'd like. I do rounds 8 through 13, so that's like, you know, I don't know, a basic size bag. But if you want to do less and make it shorter, or more and make it longer, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind that we are going to do 3 rounds for the handles. So your bag will end like here, and then we're going to add on 3 more rounds. So it will be a little bit taller than what we do here. But otherwise, do rounds, we're on round 9 now, do 9 through 20 if you want to do exactly like the pattern that I did. Just coming up to the end here of round 9, and I just wanted to show you again to do 3 in that last one, just in case anybody needed a little bit extra help. Do 3 in that last one to finish off our peak, and slip stitch into the top of the third chain, chain 3. All right, and your bag will be kind of looking like a bonnet or something, shower cap, and that's okay. That's what it should be looking like. And then you're going to chain 3 to start the next round, and make sure that you go into that chain space there, not this stitch. Okay, so do 2 more in the chain space, and then start your singles in this one here. So that's your first one, your second, and your third. All right, so I will come back after a while. Welcome back. So I just finished my row 20, and here's my bag. So I did 13 rows of the chevron or ripple stitch. So from here we are going to do the handles. All right, so we will start by chaining up 2, and now for the handles, the chain 2 does not count as a stitch again, just like for the base of the bag. So from here we're going to double crochet in that very same stitch. So this will not count as a stitch, so we put one in that same one there. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 in the second stitch and 1 in the third stitch. And then we're going to double crochet 2 together, not 3 like we did earlier, but just 1 decrease. So we'll double crochet 2 together. So you just go in like a regular double crochet, yarn over and pull through 2, and you have 2 loops on the hook, and then yarn over, go into the second stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. So we're just putting 2 together. So we will do that again, that 3 stitches, and then, or I'm sorry, do a double crochet, 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then we'll do a decrease again. So it's kind of like the same pattern there. So now we'll put the next 2 together for a decrease. And then we're going to do that pattern 1 more time. So double crochet 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then do a decrease. So double crochet 2 together. All right, so now we are going to chain up 65 chains, and that will be our handle. So just go ahead and start chaining your chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll do mine and come back. 65 altogether. Now I did my 65. I wanted to say also, you could do more or less than that if you wanted a really long strap so that the bag hangs off your shoulder and like down to your thigh or something, you could do more. Or if you just wanted a little handbag kind of strap, then you could do less. It's up to you. But 65 was good for me, so I did that. And now we are going to skip 12 stitches from where we did our last stitch. Okay, so here's our last stitch. We're going to skip 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to go into the 13th stitch. So make sure you are not going into the 12th, but you're skipping a full 12. And then we're going to double crochet into the 13th stitch. So double crochet here. And we're going to do the same pattern that we did in the beginning, where we do a double crochet in the first 3 stitches. So do 2 more because we linked it with 1. And then we're going to do a decrease. So put 2 together. And then we're going to do that again. We do 1, 2, 3, and then do 2 together. And then do the same pattern again. 1, 2, 3, 2 together. And you're going to repeat that pattern 3 more times. So 3 double crochets in a row, and then a decrease. So do that whole pattern 3 more times, and then I'll come back to you. All right, when you finished that pattern 3 more times, we're going to chain again. So chain up 65 or however many you did earlier. It has to be the same number of chains so that the handles are equal, and then I'll see you back. And after you've done your chains, then we are going to skip 12 stitches again. So here's where my last stitch was. We're going to skip 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and go into the 13th stitch with a double crochet. Go right in there with a double crochet. Whoops. And then we're going to repeat our pattern that we did earlier of 3 double crochets and then double crochet 2 together. We're going to do that 3 times. So we have 1 here. We're going to do 2 more double crochets and then do 1 double crochet decrease. So put 2 together. And then we'll repeat. So in the next 3 stitches, they each get 1 double crochet. 2 and 3, and then we're going to decrease, so put 2 stitches together, and then do it again, 3 double crochets by themselves, and you should have 2 stitches left, and we're going to decrease in those 2 stitches. So put those 2 together. And then slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet, not that chain 2, because that's not counting as a stitch. So slip stitch to the first and chain up 2. And now in this round is really easy. We're just going to double crochet all the way around, and you should have let me see, 178 stitches, and that includes the chains. So we're just going to place a double crochet in that first stitch there where our chain 2 is, and double crochet all the way around. I'm just going to go until we get to the chains here. So you should have 12 double crochets here before you get to the chains, and then on the other side of the chains you'll have 24 stitches, and then the chains, and then 12 regular stitches again. So it's 178 altogether. And when we get here, you want to make sure you get into that last one there, and then just double crochet into your chains. So you can do it whatever way you want. If you want to go through the back loops or go through the front, I usually just go through one loop here, like the top loop, but you got to make sure that your chain is straight whichever way you're going to do it. So just go ahead and do your double crochets all the way around, and I will meet you back at the end of this round. When you come back around here after doing your 178 double crochets, just slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet that you made in that round, and we're getting there. We're almost done. So chain up 2. And for this round, we're going to do double crochets again, but we're going to do front post double crochets. So if you're not familiar with that, it's just a regular double crochet, but instead of going into the stitch right there, you're going to go around the post. So here's one post, there's the second post, there's a third. So you just yarn over like you would do a normal double crochet, and instead of going in here, you're just going to go around the back of this post. So insert your hook towards the back and come out the front, and then just yarn over and pull up a loop, pull through 2 like you normally would. And that just gives it some texture. So for the next one, we do the same thing. You just go around the next post, put your hook through the back and out the front, yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, so we're just going to do that for every post all the way around, and you will have 178 stitches again. Let me just get over here to the handle part. And then this round can be your last if you'd like, or if you want to do one more round of front post just to make it a little bit thicker and give a little bit more texture, you can do that. And I'll show you what it looks like when there's just one round of this and when there's two rounds of it. It's not that much difference. All right, so when you get to the handle part, it's still the same. You can see each stitch has a post. So you're just going to go around the post for each one. Instead of going into the actual stitch, just go around the post like that. Okay, so just do that all the way around. And like I said, this could be your last round, or you could do one more, but I'll show you. On this bag, this was the first one I made, and I just did one row of front post all the way around, and this is what it looks like. You can see it's kind of textured, it's a little bit thicker in the back, and this is what the strap looks like. And then for the other two bags that I did 2 rounds of front post, so it's not a ton different, but there's more depth here, and the strap is a little bit thicker. So really it's up to you, but let's finish up this round and come back together so we can finish off the bag, and then if you want to go on and do another round you can, but otherwise I will show you how to finish off and then we'll be done. All right, I just came around to the end here, and when you get to the end, just go ahead and slip stitch into that first front post double crochet that we made, not the chain 2. And then you can be done. You can tie off here if you'd like, or you can do an extra round. I'm probably going to do one more round once I'm finished with this video, just to make it a little bit thicker. But if you'd like to tie off here, then you are finished. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed, if you'd like to subscribe, and if you could like this video, that would be really helpful as well. I have a ton of other tutorials up, so please take a look through my channel and see if there's anything else that you'd like to make, and if you have any suggestions of things you'd like to see me make a video for, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you could leave a comment and let me know what kind of yarn you used, how you liked the pattern, how it worked out for you, what colors, what you're going to use your bag for. I'd love to hear any of those things or all of those things. I'm also on Instagram at Creations Misfit if you'd like to follow me over there. I'm on TikTok at Creations Misfit as well. So please keep in touch, and like I said, check out some of the other videos. I have all kinds of things. Most of them are beginner or intermediate patterns. Most of them are beginners, so something for everybody. But thank you again so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed making this bag, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.